Good evening, I'm David Kramer at the National Weather Service with Alaska statewide weather. Starting off for the remainder of today, we have a low pressure system moving out over the eastern part of the Bering Sea, approaching the southwest coastline with its front moving into the southwest coastline and through the Alaska Peninsula. This is bringing rain to areas of the Alaska Peninsula, Kodiak Island, up through the west coast and western interior and into the Brooks Range and Arctic coastline as well. As we move up into the Norton Sound area, we're going to have a rain and fog mix that's going to extend up the rest of the west coast and then along the Arctic coastline as well. High pressure out over the northern part of the Gulf of Alaska is keeping south central Alaska in the eastern portions of the interior and the panhandle dry right now. As we look to the west of our low pressure system out in the Bering, we have some lighter rain for the Aleutian Islands. Then into tonight, we have another frontal system approaching the central and western Aleutians from the North Pacific, bringing up more rain with it with that southerly flow. Our low out over the southwest coastline is starting to die out, but still enough to bring rain to the Alaska Peninsula, Kodiak Island, up the west coast and western interior, Brooks Range, and Arctic coastline. And once again, we'll have a mixture of rain and fog from the Norton Sound area, up the west coast, and the Arctic coast. High pressure is starting to push east out over the northwestern portions of Canada, but still enough to keep the Panhandle, south central, and eastern interior dry. On Friday, we are going to have some weak ridging remaining over the Panhandle area, but we have some rain approaching from the south. And then along the North Gulf Coast, some showers starting to make their way into south central Alaska, but the central and eastern portions of the interior will remain dry. Our low is still going to be hanging out by the southwest coastline, bringing continued rain to the Alaska Peninsula, Kodiak Island, up the west coast, Brooks Range, and Arctic coastline, and we will still have a mixture of rain and fog from the Norton Sound area up through the Arctic coastline. Our other frontal system is pushing into the central Aleutians, bringing rain to the area, as well as the western Aleutians. On Saturday, that low is going to move into the western portions of the Bering Sea, continuing to bring rain throughout much of the Bering Sea, Pribilof Islands, and the Aleutians. We're going to have multiple lows near mainland Alaska, one over the eastern portion of the state, which will result in the potential for afternoon and evening thunderstorms for central and eastern interior, and then another low out over the Gulf. The result is going to be rain throughout all of the southern portions of the mainland, up the west coast and Brooks Range, to include the showers in the central and eastern interior. Then we'll have some rain also pushing in with southerly winds into the Panhandle, even though there will be high pressure off to the southeast. With Alaska statewide weather, I'm David Kramer.